Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to the Operation Hill 100 Heart channel where we do what? Focus on healing, humor, and hot topics. If you are tuned into this segment of my channel, then you're tuned into the Dear Deja segment of my channel. Before we go anywhere, if you're new to my channel, hey, new subbies. If you are but have not hit the subscription button, please feel free to do so and turn on your notification bell so you can get all of my videos when they drop. Also, hit the thumbs up because hitting the thumbs up is your free way of supporting my channel and getting me out in the algorithm. And stick around. Stick around for the duration of this Dear DJ letter so I can hear your feedback about my commentary. Let's rock and roll. Dear DJ, you always seem to find a nice way to put things, so maybe you can help me with this. My friend is leveling up. I mean, in all areas. New condo, new car, weight loss, snatch waist, new money, etc. I'm here for my good sis doing her big one. The last thing she added to her level up kit was her pretty and very expensive new veneers. And they look bomb. She had them for the last 8 months, I think. And while I love her glow up, there is one issue that I need to address with her because it's not good. Her breath smells like shit. Ooh. When I first noticed, it was during Ramadan, so I assumed that was the issue. But we are more than 2 months past Ramadan, and my girl shit is still boofing. I want to tell my girl, but I don't want her to feel away, and I definitely don't want her to think I'm hating on her doing her big one. But I don't want people to start talking, especially since I knew long before anyone else and didn't say anything. How do I share this information in a way that it will be positive, that it will have a positive outcome, and my friend won't be mad at me? Let me know what I should say. Sigh, that new set of teeth got your shit smelling like feet. Well, alrighty then. Okay. As you said, my dear, I'm very, 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 very super good at finding ways to relay information that can really land properly, right? That's one thing I pride myself on. And I really, really work hard at doing so because when I was younger, I didn't have that filter and it made me very disrespectful and mean. And I'm so glad that God has blessed me to heal enough where I've outgrown that space, so I can pretty much land the plane with anybody without being insensitive and with compassion. So let's run it, right? Like you said, level up booming for your homegirl. Love that for her, and I love that you love that for her, which is why I love you wrote this letter, because normally I would get a letter like this, but it would be after they have said some mean shit to their friend and they didn't fell out over the situation, right? And what I will say, in my opinion, and this is the reason why I've made it my business to outgrow being that person, because it's just plain no outright immature to me. I'm not going to lie to you. It's plain no outright immature behavior to me. I can't speak how other folks view it, but to me it's immature. To me it's immature and insensitive to share something hurtful with a friend in a hurtful way and then come back and say, well, that's just the way I talk. What you want me to do? No, find a better fucking way to communicate. Grow the fuck up. But that's just me in the way that I think. Anywho, let's run it, right? First of all, I think you should start the conversation the exact same way you started with me. The exact same way you started with me. What I know about uncomfortable conversations is you always have to lead with positives before you can seep through the uncomfortability, right? So my suggestion is you start off with all of the positives. Like, sis, I love you and I'm so, so, so proud of what you got going on. Boom, 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 boom. And you run it. You run it. You like, listen, I love that, you lost weight. I love that you getting new money. I love that you moved. Your home is beautiful. Give her all of the compliments, right? And then, you find a way to be as honest as possible and as compassionate as possible, right? So for me, let me say this part, because this part is actually a lot, and this is the part that irritates people or why they don't like to do it, but this is the extra mile that you go for people that you love. The extra mile that you go for the people that you love, right? I know me personally, I have a family member, right? And they are incredibly sensitive. So I have to be wearing a certain color. The sun has to be shining a certain direction. It has to be a certain day of the week. I have to make certain facial expressions. And for damn sure, if I want to give some negative feedback, it has to be in private. So if you have that type of friend that is like, listen, bitch, if you tell me this in front of anybody and that's going to embarrass the dog fuck out of me, then that's the first thing you consider. Listen, we need to talk in private. We need to talk in private because I need to say something to you and I don't want to hurt your feelings. And I know that if we have this conversation in front of folks, it's not going to be received the same way and I'm not going to be landing the plane. Or you don't even have to say all of that. You can just make sure you guys are in private. Because like I said, it will really, really, really go left if this person is a person who needs to receive information in private, and here you are giving her this news in front of two of her cousins, y'all other friend, and a bitch that don't really fuck with her, right? So I think it would be best to assess if this person receives this information better privately, or because I do know some people like this too. It's like, well, I could say something to my friend, but I think if I let her sister know too, then if me and her sister say something, she'll receive it a little better. So once again, you assess, what type of person is she? You've known her a long time, so figure out what type of person she is. Boom. Once you assess that, like I said, you go in with the facts. The facts of the matter are, you're leveling up, love that for you, right? Then you say, I noticed that, like you said with me, one of the last things you added was 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know what I learned about situations like this, and I've done my research on it as well, is that you have to connect it to something that actually shows concern, right? Because I think if you just trying to tell me that my breath fucking stink, I think that she can also view it as, well, was you looking for something to be bad on me because you see my level up and now you hate it, so you was looking for one bad thing, right? I mean, again, I know this sounds crazy, but you would be surprised at how some people think. So I think if you connect that to something that can really show her you're sharing this because of concern, she probably could buy into it a little more, right? So let's just say, I know for me, I had learned on my dental journey that if you have poor dental hygiene, it can kill you. A dentist told me that and I was mortified. I was like, I'm sorry, what? So you mean to tell me, like, yes, it can kill you. It can kill you. If you have poor dental hygiene to a certain degree, it can be the cause of your demise. Let me say that again. If you have poor dental hygiene to some degree, it can be the cause of your demise. And it's so unfortunate. And again, I don't think the dentist had no reason to lie, but that's exactly what he shared with me, right? Which is when I started really, 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 because I never had bad teeth. But as I was getting older, I saw little things take place, right? Like my wisdom tooth came out, so then I had missing back teeth. Like I didn't like that. So I started really, really taking heed to my oral care and, learning new things about how you have to take care of your dental hygiene. And I mean to a huge magnitude. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember I never had a tongue scraper. I just was brushing my tongue with my toothbrush. My dentist told me, no, you need a tongue scraper to remove all of that residue on your tongue. Daily. 2, 3 times a day, if need be. So, wow. Same thing with flossing. You know what I'm saying? So, you could probably use, the whole spiel about how important dental hygiene is to her health. And you can say, like, listen, you don't want to have to do all of this level up and get all of this stuff done and then turn around and you can't even enjoy it because, boom, some BS done happened because something that you overlooked, right? So I think you could probably try to connect it to something health-wise because then it takes away from the fact that you're just trying to tell me some bullshit. No, you telling me something because you're my friend and you are concerned. And I mean, if people can't respect the fact that you care about them, then, hey, I don't know what to tell you. Now, in all fairness, let me say this, right? You are saying something that's not quote unquote flattering. So of course you may be met with some backlash. Because who wants to hear after I done did all this leveling up, oh, you still got something wrong with you. Bitch, I don't want to hear that shit. And I definitely don't want to hear from yo motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? So I think you need to Also keep in mind that no matter how compassionate you say it, no matter how much you set the mood, no matter how good your tone is, you may still get some negative feedback from what you're sharing, right? I want you to give your friend some grace. If you are met with some negative feedback, please give your friend some grace. Because in those moments, she's hearing something that she does not want to, so you can't expect her to feel great about what you're saying right then and there. Right? It may take some time for her to get there. And in the meantime, because she's your friend, you love her, and you really didn't mean any harm, extend her some grace. Okay? Because it may just be like, bitch, I know you know what I'm saying? And if it comes to that, you could just say to yourself, listen, right now she's not hearing something flattering about herself. And it's even more of a kick in the stomach because remember, like you said, she has done a lot of work on herself to be better. So do you know how hurtful it is to hear that I did 30 things for and with myself to be better, and now here you come telling me that there's still something else I need to do, fix, or something I overlooked? I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you have to keep in mind that it may not be all peaches and cream when you finally decide to be like, you know what? Listen, this is what it is, and so on and so forth. And once again, once she gives you some grief, if she gives you any grief, you just have to, in those moments, extend your friend some grace. Please. Okay? Because you do not want your friendship to end because you were trying to do something nice for your friend. And because you got in your feelings when she got in hers, when she has every right to be in her feelings because she's hearing something that doesn't make her comfortable. Right? So, if you're met with some grief, allow her that time and that space to grow through it. Right? Now, let's talk best case scenario. Let's talk worst case scenario, right? Let's talk best first because I always lead with the positive. Best case scenario should be like, thank you, bitch. You really put me deep because I ain't even fucking know. You know what I'm saying? You could be like, yeah, no, I just figured it was Ramadan, your ass wasn't eating. But then I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is up with you? You know what I'm saying? So, yes, that's best case scenario. And even, you know what I'm saying, sharing some of your own dental hygiene tricks and, some of the things you do to keep your shit smelling fresh and, just to be a supportive friend, right? That's a beautiful thing. Me personally, I share a lot of things that I do and have online. I make sure to share my resources. Like I remember, I went through this whole miscarriage ordeal. When I went online to discuss it, I discussed the doctors I went to. I discussed who my GYN is. I made sure to go into detail because I want to give folks resources, right? Same thing about my dental hygiene. I discussed how, once again, I had a... Who is it? Miss Carlene, I'm in the middle of recording. Oh my God, it's okay. You know what? That's okay. Sometimes we have bloopers. I'm not editing that out. That was my girl, Miss Carlene. She came to bring me some tickets. Right? So anywho, sorry, I lost my train of thought. What I was saying was that, you definitely want to share some of your resources. You know what I'm saying? And be like, listen, girl, I got some things you could use. I have this special mouthwash that I use, this special tongue scraper, these special things that you know what I'm saying? So folks can feel more open to, okay, my friend is really trying to help me. She ain't trying to play me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen a lot of friendships go left when folks feel like I'm doing something that either A, you're not doing or you can't do. And now because that's happening, I feel like you may have an issue with me and the hating has begun. Now, sometimes that could be the truth. Sometimes it could be all in a person's head. Me personally, I haven't experienced any hate regarding my level up physically. If I did, I wasn't aware of it, at least not by any of my close friends or family members. You know, I received more hate and backlash because of a relationship, but we're not going into that. Anywho, sometimes that can appear. And sometimes it can be a real thing and you are getting hated on. And sometimes you could be just delusional because you feeling yourself, right? Either way, you don't want your friendship to have to end because you're telling your friend something for her own good. And from the tone of this letter, you didn't give me the impression that you were trying to play her or you were trying to do something malicious or you were on your BS. Nah, you gave me the impression that, I really love my friend. I'm really proud of her glow up and I wanted to continue, which is why I'm like, bitch, take care of this last part so, you know what I'm saying, we don't got to be dealing with that moving forward. And I do think it's fair to say it before anybody else because then that makes it worse when you have to hear from somebody else something that you know your friend Newton could have told you. Or another thing is it could be that you or somebody else could tell them and they still could not believe it. But you don't want to wait for that. You don't want to wait for that. Or do you? Right? Does it make more sense for somebody else to say it to your friend and then you can kind of confirm like, yeah, friend, I didn't want to say nothing to you because I didn't want to hurt your feelings, but that is kind of true. Yes, you do be boofing. According to you. That's what you said. I ain't said, you said it, right? You know, but I don't know. You get to decide what's best for your friend because you know your friend better than anybody. Once again, like I said, my suggestion is and will always be, you know, make sure it's done with love, make sure it's done with compassion, and you make sure you give your friend grace. You make sure you give your friend grace. In those moments while you're giving her grace, you do some assessing because what I know can happen with women, and it's happened with myself very often, is that I could go into a situation that doesn't directly affect me, right? So meaning my feelings is not involved in it. Like if I want to tell you something that doesn't involve my feelings, it's really about your own. I could go into a situation feelings free, but then when you get in your feelings, then I get my feelings. I don't know how many other women are like that, but sometimes I have a tendency to do so, right? And I want to know if you're that type of woman to be mindful of your own behaviors. Because once again, if you're going in to tell your friends something that's related to them, of course they're going to get in their feelings. You just need to make sure you stay outside of yours so y'all can continue having a logical conversation. Because if she getting her feelings about some news you telling her, and then you get your feelings back because she got her feelings, everything is going to fall apart right there in those moments. Right there in those moments. So your best bet is to make sure you assess your own behaviors and be like, you know what? Maybe I need to think about who I am and how I respond to things before I tell my homegirl this. Because if I tell her something she don't like and she can fly out the mouth with me, we going to have a problem. Whoa. It's not supposed to be any problems. At all. You're supposed to be there trying to help your friend continue leveling up. Don't go down a rabbit hole of BS and feelings. Feelings are not facts. Okay? So let's run it back. Let's run it back so we can make sure we got everything clear, right? First and foremost, as I said, you're going to go into it honest. Well, wait, before the honesty, right? We're going to think about what this person needs. So once again, does your homegirl need privacy? Does your homegirl need her sister or her cousin there because she know that they wouldn't lie to her? Do you need to tell it to a sister or a cousin and let them share that information with her? You know, what works for your friend, right? Once you figure out what works for your friend, you're coming in starting with the positives. And the positives are some of the ones you gave me here. You are in love with her level up and you see it's a beautiful thing for her, right? So that kind of softens the blow of what you're about to say because now they all grouped up like, yeah, my girl on me, she's sweating me, she's telling me all the good things. Thanks, girl. You know what I'm saying? And then once you share what you need to share with her, you're very honest. You're not being too extra. You're not adding what your feeling surrounding it is. You're not talking about the doctor that did her veneers. You're not telling her you think it was a bad idea. No. You don't have time for that. You're just stating the facts of, again, friend, I thought it was wrong because it was Ramadan, but it could be, boom, 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 I don't know. And I just want to make sure you're aware Then trying to connect it to something that shows her you're concerned. Once again, I just gave you a tip right there. Poor oral hygiene can kill you. Okay? Let me say that again. Poor oral hygiene, especially if it's at a very high magnitude, it can ultimately, a dentist told me it can give you a stroke. It's not a joke. It's really, really serious. So you have to take heed to that. So that's something else that you can bring into the equation. Because like I said, it's showing that you're not just saying this to be on some bullshit. You really care about me as your friend. Right? Share some of your resources. Do you have a phenomenal oral care routine? Maybe y'all could go work out. Maybe y'all could go look around and find some things together to add to your oral routine. Like I said, my doctor checked me. Stop brushing your teeth with your motherfucking tongue and get you a tongue scraper. Thanks. Yeah, I like the bridges and I like that you use the picks, but get you a water flosser. Thanks. Utilize the coconut oil pulling. Thanks. And when I tell you, I'm not making this stuff up. I was just telling Pookie the other day literally how I remember, like before I lived with a person, people will always complain about people's morning breath. And again, back then when I didn't have the best hygiene in the world, yes, I do remember waking up and my breath was stinking. Now my breath isn't stinking in the morning. Pookie breath isn't stinking in the morning. So if we decide to, do a little razzle dazzle before we get out the bed, we can kiss and tongue down because your breath is not so unbearable. You know why? Because we have very good oral hygiene. As a matter of fact, I have a dentist appointment Wednesday and I have some new things coming, you guys. Stay tuned. But anywho, let me not get off the topic. So maybe if you don't have a freaking phenomenal oral care routine, you guys go and research some things together. Hey, this is what you use for your veneers. This is what I'm going to start using. Boom, 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 boom. Right? After all is said and done, if you're met with some grief and some backlash, you do the best thing you can, which is you give your friends some grace. Okay, I tried to share with this heifer, and the moment that I did, she lost so cool on me. I don't want this smoke because really and truly, it's not my situation. It's not my situation. I was doing my due diligence as a friend, what friends do, and sharing with her, listen, sis, I think this is what's taking place. But other than that, it's not my place to get in my feelings about her situation. So give her some grace. Allow her to be pissed if that's what she gets. And then allow her to come around to the concept that what you were trying to do has nothing to do with you trying to hurt her or be malicious. It had everything to do with the fact that you love her and you wanted to try to help her continue leveling up. Okay? Now, if all of those things fail and your friend wants to dive on you and kill you, what I will suggest is you and her come and get your Operation Heal 100 Heart sessions. Come and get your Operation Heal 100 Heart sessions because that means that it's something a little deeper than what you're telling me on the surface that caused y'all to have this issue. Because if you're going to her with all of the resources that I gave you and you're speaking compassionate and from the heart, there's no way that she could take this as you want some BS. And if she does, then once again, it's a deeper issue than what's being shared here. And that needs to be addressed so you guys can continue your freaking friendship. Okay? So, my dear, like I said, if all else fails, come get your Operation Heal 100 Heart session. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I know that we have some Healing Hearts bloopers. My homegirl, Miss Colleen, came to visit me. That's all good. Like I said, I'll edit none of this stuff out. This is my real life, and you will see it because I decided to do what? Be a content creator. All this content is my life. Anywho, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're still around, and if you are, drop down in the comment section and let me know if you have some feedback to help this young lady say this in a nice way that helps her friendship progress and not regress. Let me know what you thought of the feedback that I gave her. Was it good? DJ, was you want some BS, or no, I have something better? In the meantime, in between time, if you're new here, please hit the thumbs up on my video. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please make sure to do so. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you soon.